starting point, we are reversing the roles a little bit tonight, in that Molele is going to be doing most of the sitting and I'm going to be doing most of the talking, which for those that have been in our circle is not the norm, usually the other way around. And then I must just get it out there because I do have an eye infection. I don't normally look like the Terminator, so I feel quite self-conscious there with an eye infection, but here I am. Okay, so I think that's what I'm going to do first. There's a reason that I asked to go first, because I thought someone else might use the quote. So a great man once said, education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world. And my starting point into Partners for Possibility is that by the beginning of 2017, I'd never heard of the program. I didn't know anything about it, and I was quite surprised when my then area manager approached me to say, would I like to get involved in this? I had a very small amount of information and I said yes. And I went into this not knowing really what I was going into other than a corporate social investment initiative that Old Mutual had decided to get involved in. So, my background is that I'm a manager at Old Mutual, a sales manager, and my experience is in the financial services industry. I do have a wife who's a school teacher, but I know next to nothing about how the education system works. So it was with a little bit of mixed emotions that I went with Gillian to go and meet Mbuleli. And I think before I go further, I must also take an opportunity just to publicly thank and honour Gillian for the incredible support that she's given and the guidance and gentle leadership that she's given to our partnership over the last year. She's guided us gently and allowed us to move forward without being too heavy-handed, and really you've made a big difference to our partnership. So went with Gillian, met Mbuleli, and I came away from there quite scared. Reason being that Mbuleli articulated his vision really, really well as to what he wanted from his school, where he saw his school going. But he also was quite vulnerable, which I didn't expect coming from a principal. I think Gillian alluded to the fact that principals tend to be quite aloof, and you go to the principal's office normally when you are in trouble. And he was quite vulnerable to say, there are challenges that the school's facing, from HR issues to issues with socio-economic problems, staff morale, maths and science problems that they were having. And he also, I left there with a feeling that he saw me as someone who was there that was really going to add value and help him. And I went home very scared and very afraid. So they say though that the journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. So that's where we started. Mbuleli and I met, and with this meeting came an even stranger instruction from Gillian to not address these issues. They say, all these things that you've discussed, don't tackle, get to know each other, which also was quite a challenge. But we spent the time getting to know each other. And in our discussion in prepping this, we decided to title our presentation tonight, A Journey Begun. So the last year that we've been involved in this partnership has absolutely flown. I think everyone in our circle will agree, the year's just gone by in the blink of an eye. And I can stand here this evening and I can say without any doubt that the Partners for Possibility program works. With all of my uncertainty going into it, I've come to realize that the corporate world and the education system face many of the same challenges. There's a lot of bureaucracy, there's a lot of issues that we face, there's a lot of concerns we face, but the parallels are quite strong. And by working together from the corporate world with the education system, we are able to, and I believe do make a difference where it really matters. So the Partners for Possibility program also has allowed us the structure and the freedom, and I say that it almost sounds like a contradiction, but once you're on the program and you go through how the program works, it really does provide you both structure and freedom to address the issues that Cingani High School has in the right way and in I think, a sustainable manner. So that's my introduction. I had 5 minutes left, but don't worry, we're almost done. So my introduction, I know, was quite long, but what I want to do now is just take you on a very short journey as to what we've experienced this past year. Before I get to the journey, though, I think it's important to just go through the vision of Cingani High School. I'm going to read it off the screen. It says, let me read it just, I'm not facing away from it. It says, through hard work, each child is allowed to develop his or her potential, reaching his or her dreams and goals in life, as the Lord has blessed each one with a special gift and talent for a specific purpose and call in life. Each child has to accomplish his or her goal and destiny by having a positive contribution that will have an effective impact in South Africa and the rest of the world. Okay, so the first step, we had our meeting, we had a couple of meetings. It was then getting to know the school staff members, the school management team, the school governing body. So we arranged a workshop where I would come and I would present. And again, I went there expecting a little bit of hostility from some of the teachers. And the whole intent of that meeting was to brief them what the partnership was about and where we saw it going over the year. By the end of that meeting, I must say, to the credit of Cingani High School, I think we had everybody's buy-in. Everybody was excited about the project, and it really, that was a very special meeting that set the tone for the rest of our partnership that we walked together. We then arranged a follow-up meeting where I went to go and speak to the learners in the school in general, but also specifically to the matrics at Cingani High School. After some consultation with Muleli, I requested from one of my son's school whether he could have the day off school or half the day of school, and took my 10-year-old son with to the school. And while I was addressing the matric learners, Muleli took David around to each and every class and introduced him to the learners. And he even at the school played a game of chess against one of the Cingani learners. And it's amazing how that was such a small, almost random act, but turned out to be a hugely significant moment both for David and for the learners at Cingani High School. That's just something that really stands out for the year. Another unexpected highlight of the year is that we managed to get funding through the Old Mutual Foundation. It wasn't the intent of the partnership, but it came as a really, really great surprise. And that woman over there, Leanda, is from Old Mutual Foundation, and she was the one that we submitted the application to. And we received funding to purchase 10 desktop computers together with network cabling and a 16-port switch, which we were able to put into the computer lab at school, which has really made a difference to the school's ability to use technology in the school in the right way. Going forward, we also have a staff development workshop that we've been putting together for quite some time. And that's going to take place now in April, and we're working together with one of the other high schools in Port Elizabeth to make that happen. And then coming out of the computer lab, we've also agreed to some computer training that we're going to be running with the teachers, with the existing technology they have, to upskill the teachers to effectively use that technology in the right way. And the first of those training sessions is happening now in 3 weeks' time.
Yes.
So looking back on the year, before I hand over to Muleli, so I hope there's a few more minutes than what you gave me. So I think that we ticked off many of the boxes that when we sat down in the beginning of the year, Muleli addressed to say these are concerns, these are things that we need to address at the school. What I also realized is that we haven't solved the issue, and that's okay. What we have done is we've established the right foundation. We've established a friendship. We have put processes and measures in place that if we continue to build on them and continue to drive and implement them, I think we'll have a measurable and a sustainable impact and make a difference to Cingani High School and help them to effectively live out the vision that they have as a school. So that's it from my side. I'm going to hold on to the clicker because Mbelezi's got a few things to say.
Thank you, Fred. Good evening, everybody. I'm worried that I've got only 2 minutes, but I just want to challenge that before I say anything. I think we need to write something for PFP. Right? Even if it's a small thing. I think we need to do that because, this journey began in 2016 when I went to East London to hear about this. But I can't go there now. But there are only 3 things, Jill, that I want to talk about. So firstly, I want to thank that you have been an inspiration to the school, to the kids, to everyone. Thank you very much. Also, I want to thank Symphonias for South Africa. Jill, you have done wonders for the school. Just for coming, we're glad. And also to the COP members, colleagues, I've learned a lot. Those COP meetings to me were the place where I was able to offload. As a principal, as Glenn has already mentioned, that you are always finding yourself in a corner. I mean, as you can see, that I'm younger than this. But one thing that stands out for me is Old Mutual. I mean, our education needs support. But Old Mutual, I know the school was not in partnership with Old Mutual, but through that they were able to say to him, here is something for the school. I want to say, even to other people, to other partners here, that here is our education, that can change this country. It's a perfect opportunity, for other stakeholders to support us as principal, as Gret is saying. With those few words, Gret, say to your family, because they've been part of Cingani, say to them, we say thank you very much, and this is the beginning of the journey. We still need them, we still need the 10-year-old to come around those kids so that they can see that in South Africa we are no longer people in the northern areas, in town, in the township. We are all one people. Thank you very much.